Hello, friendly people of the internet. Today, I just want to share my first impressions of Fallout 4. I did manage to get it a little early. I think everyone did. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about some things that I did like and some things I did not like as much. Yeah, when we just start with the character creation. So yeah, nothing really groundbreaking here, but still pretty neat character creation. But well, I don't think that the whole character creation process is the thing people are actually looking for when they're buying Fallout. So that's not what I'm going to do much. It's a neat character creation, creator, whatever, and yeah, just your basic Bethesda character creation. You still can play as a mm, ghoul or that one dinosaur from Fallout New Vegas. But anyways, yeah, let's move on to more important topics, like for example, how's the dialogue doing? Always been a huge part of any RPG, as well as, and due to that, logically also Bethesda RPGs. And there is a new dialogue system here, nothing really groundbreaking either, which is kind of a pattern throughout this, which is going to be kind of a pattern throughout this whole video, because I'm going to talk about how nothing has really changed. Anyways, so the whole, I don't know, the whole dialogue system has been kind of changed up. You now have these several options you can choose from, and you can use them to I mean back then in other Fallout or Bethesda games, you had to scroll through the options. They streamlined that a little bit by adding these little button prompts, which is neat. However, you are gonna find some really well, awkward voice acting, in my opinion. I mean, not everything's top notch here, but yeah, it serves its purpose. But yeah, could some things could still be improved. I mean, this is a AAA game in 2015, and there are certain expectations here and stuff like that.
I know, right?
Just isn't all that awesome. Yeah, and sadly, the dialogue system is the only thing that has actually been changed a little, at least. The menus are still really reminiscent of those of Fallout 3, which isn't a good thing. I know the Pip-Boy is iconic and stuff, but nowadays it doesn't really hold up. It felt nice back in the day, but it doesn't feel all that streamlined nowadays, especially in 2015. Menus should feel a little slicker than that. And the same also goes for the shooting. I mean, I played Metal Gear Solid V 2 months ago, and even though that's not a shooter, I know the shooting felt so good. Fallout technically isn't a pure shooter either, but you get the point. That just felt so much smoother, especially since the frame rate doesn't always drop to, 13 FPS or something like that during encounters. I played the PS4 version, but I read that also goes for the other platforms. And it's not just the frame rate. The whole thing just has been improved since Fallout 3, which I know felt nice in the back then, but just doesn't or just kind of feels dated nowadays. So those are just things I don't really understand, and that they should have put more time into making the shooting feel less clunky and less dated. In addition to that, there are also just a lot of glitches, and that does make the game feel kind of unpolished. And especially if, I don't know, stupid pop music just starts playing out of nowhere while you're exploring. That actually happened to me. I don't listen to pop music, so it's not on my, so it couldn't have been on my PS4. PS4 didn't do it. It's Fallout. It just progressively started getting louder and louder. It just annoyed the shit out of me. Anyways, this was the weirdest thing that happened to me, but there was also just some clipping and some characters not talking when they were supposed to talk. Those are minor things, but as a whole, they just hold the experience back. All this probably makes it sound like I hate Fallout 4, which I certainly don't. I do have a lot of fun exploring the world, and and I also really like, the aesthetics aren't great. The environments look solid, but the faces kind of suck, and the animations look kind of stiff. But I do like the way the world looks. I do love the way the world feels. The music adds a lot. The score adds a lot to that. That's awesome. And I still really like the game. The combat while it certainly feels a little dated now, the whole RPG stuff around the combat, and that also feels awesome. You are encouraged to explore, and yeah, I just don't think that it lives up to the hype. That's the only thing, at least not in its current state. I do think Bethesda does. I do think that Bethesda has to patch the game a little more, and we're gonna see how this game is gonna turn out in a few weeks. In its current state, I wouldn't recommend buying it just yet, just because I think the game is gonna be so much better in a few weeks. Wait a few weeks, get the game, and have a lot of fun. And be sure to check out my full review of Fallout 4. And of course, thanks for watching.
Why, you'll put Davy Crockett to shame.